It's a knowledge sharing session, and it's always good to see when you take down those notes. So this is a good time to remind you.
Today, we'll do more of the aviation part of it. We'll do more of airlines and airports. So the lineup today is not too difficult. Asaba Airport. Today, we'll learn from the subject matter experts. And like we said, you know your own stuff. You don't know his own stuff. So we are going to sit down and learn. And we have a great team.
And we have about 1,500, I think I'm behind the curve now, of direct jobs. I'm talking about the 549 Igbo Air staff, almost the same amount of IGCL staff of the Igbo Airport Development Company Limited, and all the people who provide services of the airport directly. The security people, all the people that provide services, including the commercial people. And at least 4,000 indirect jobs in the state. We know people who supply us, for instance, our catering, who were like mom and pop shops in 2019 that are now big. Even the people who supply us water, they are now a big company because of the demand for what we supply them. So the knock-on effect of the things that have happened in this airport, and I say to everybody in the airport that all of us are here because Victor Atta decided that we should have an airport. If Victor Atta did not decide that we should have an airport, all of us will probably be working somewhere and not have jobs. So, people must look back now and give the man credit, because he's never really been given the credit for all of this, and the successive governors after him. As a result of the opening of Akwa Ibom, there's huge economic opportunity, and it will accelerate in the years ahead. And then, of course, Uyo will soon become a thriving continental hub airport. It will be a continental aircraft maintenance center, and the thriving ecosystem that's being built around activities at the airport and the spin-offs will help to transform Uyo and Akwa Ibom State into a top-notch business and leisure center. So the challenge now, though, for us is that, so I think I've said enough. Thank you very much.
Managing the airport in September 21.
we had a 6 months transition between state and the private sector. Now, I want to mention this because sometimes people call it a private airport. It is not a private airport. It's a state-owned airport. We just manage, develop, and operate it. Now, the concession agreement, long document, is quite clear on what we can and cannot do. I would say it's quite a futuristic kind of agreement, well done. Some things could be improved, of course, but as it's a first case in Nigeria, we think that the agreement is beneficial to both parties, the state
and that some flights will come to your airport. There's no need to see the airport or number. I want clarification on that because I know that NAMA has air traffic controllers in Asaba, and the cruise ships and all that. So I want clarification on the fact that some aircraft will come to your airport and they'll divert to Anambra because of lack of ATC.
It's the other way around. It was Anambra going to Asaba. We, like I said, we have a very good collaboration with NAMA and all the agencies. I don't know which is that we see some aircraft diverting not only from NAMA, also for other reasons to Asaba. Lack of fuel, lack of infrastructure. I mean, I will give you another example. And this is where I think that we have to assist each other. What George is saying is collaboration. A month ago I was in Abuja and there was bad weather. Suddenly I hear airpiece calling for Benin passengers to come downstairs. And everybody knew what time it was. It was cancellation time. Then they called for Wari passengers. Then they called for the Benin, Wari, and one other station. And then I was afraid, of course. I was thinking maybe there's a fuel issue or God knows what. And then I asked the airpiece staff, okay, what about Asaba flight? I said, no, don't worry, Asaba is fine. But the ones that started small with small aircraft, I'm talking about the EasyJets, I'm talking about the Ryanair, I'm talking about the Southwest Airlines. They try to fly the aircraft day in, day out. But you cannot do that if your airports close at 7. So it's a matter of investing in the right things to make it possible for airlines to fly and to utilize the aircraft all the time. There are airports that are far away from town, maybe the passengers will not fly to them. But I know of airports, Lagos is a good one, but Calabar, Enugu, Asaba, there are airports that are in town. During Christmas and New Year's, we have flights operating till midnight. Nobody complains. They are fine to land in Asaba at midnight because they know that 30 minutes, 20 minutes, they will be home. But the issue is that Asaba is just one. But we need places like Benin, we need places like Calabar. I mean, I don't know all the airports and I don't know how the runway infrastructure is. But all these places should be able to operate if more happen. Very few, and that has an effect on the airlines. But on the example, it was Anambra going to Asaba, not the way.
Right. I'm sure.
Like George said, and building some sort of synergy, but driven by the private sector with FAN and NAMA to resolve that.
Just to give you an example, I tell any airline or any travel agent, if you want to do a promotion, if you want to advertise a new flight, if you want to advertise a new route or promote a route, come to us. I'll probably do it for free. Because every passenger that is traveling out of the airport will be extra revenue for us. So I don't see the necessity for us to go and charge for advertising something that will be beneficial to us. So the same way I be somehow related to growing traffic at the airport. But on your example, is I go to airlines and say, okay, what do you want from us? How can I help you? The problem is that most of the time is reduce your charges. My charges, I mean, how do we make money? You know? The only thing is I want to promote volume, I want to promote traffic so that we can both benefit. It cannot be a one-way. And again, they tell me the board is for free. I mean, board is for free. No, this is my revenue. This is the service that we offer. This is how we make our money. But this is maybe a good forum for me to tell you, anybody who wants to do something in Asaba, come and see me, and how can we do it together? We will sort it out. It must be, and I always say, a win-win deal. And actually, when I go to, now there will be a new government in Delta State, and I hope to meet the Commissioner of Tourism, it will be actually a win-win-win deal. The last win is the local economy.
And why the government it will not work, or it's working for you. Maybe there's something you need to share with us how it worked. I mean, it will go a long way. That's one. Then the next thing you picked on the products, that there's no products for to be exported or taken to the airport and all that. I think that's another place where we need to create awareness. Because to the best of my knowledge, these people are not familiar that these things are possible. And their goods get perished and they lose so much money. It's lack of knowledge. And lack of knowledge, a lot has to do with lack of awareness. So let's create awareness among this farmer and things will be a lot better for all of us. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you. Thank you for the comment. And also, I think you're very right. And I said, the government should see how to create a platform where producers can come and advertise their produce. That is what is done everywhere. So every agricultural ministry in developing and developed countries promote the local produce to the out.
Government colleagues are here from FAN, from NAMA and NCAA. I've always been clamoring for adequate insurance for these government parastatals, especially air traffic controllers liability policy, which we've been trying to push for so long, which is just impossible you find it impossible to achieve. And airport operators and liability policy. You being a state government-owned.
And I wanted to use this opportunity to give you an overview of the benefits groups. I wanted to give you
Where's the mic?
There's a coming together of African countries, not just for business alone, but to see how red tape across these countries can be reduced. So for example, you want to move goods from Nigeria to Kenya, you need to deal with bureaucracy in Nigeria, you also have to do bureaucracy in Kenya. But if there's a union that makes it easy for you to move your goods from one place to the other, you don't have to, without having to deal with that. So you don't spend so much time, energy and resources, but because you're operating within this zone, your business is considered as, let me just use the word privilege, for lack of a better word. So your business is considered as a privileged business. You can easily do your business, move your goods from here to the other, and then also point of putting together your goods for export. At the moment, I understand that there are about 15 toll gates when it comes to exportation in Nigeria. So you're not just, like I said earlier, it's like moving from one phase of a hurdle to the next one. So if you can survive level 1, you have to deal with level 2. Before you're able to comfortably move your goods from one place to comfortably do export in Nigeria, by the time you're done with SON, you need to attend to NAFDAC. By the time you're done with NAFDAC, you need to attend to the other. So at the moment, with the free trade zone, it's like bringing all these bodies together in one place. So within the zone, there's a NAFDAC representative, there's a custom person, there's a person from every other aspect of the empire. There's in case you want to know more about the project, you want to know more about who we are, what we do. Basically, currently school is going to take you straight to a form where you just get to feel your interest. You could also check out our website to see the amount of work that is being done. So I don't know if there are questions, please, before we call this around.
I've advised that we keep the questions. We shall take them later, just so we get to. It's all yours.
Facilitate this relationship. We believe that with the proper partnership, we can leverage on the landmass available in our airports and establish world-class cargo facilities to further enhance cargo facilitations. Our fresh organic products like cashew, avocado, exotic flowers, yams, etc., must be well packaged, processed, and certified to meet the destination standards we have in capacity. I believe the synergy between FAN and Aviacargo Committee will quicken the change we desire to see in cargo presentation in Nigeria. We must export more than we import. Until this is achieved, our work is half done. So, the rest are the graphics of our new cargo terminals in Abuja here. And as you can see, we are doing our best to solve the Aviacargo bottlenecks and create a conducive environment for both our customers and our consumers. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Representative from NPC, from NACO, you may want to stay behind, please. SACO, yes, please. Kachi Industry, or Kachi Laboratory. Ethiopian Airlines, Ghana Air.
You know, yesterday they were talking about country risk, and somebody was asking that country risk, I think this day guy, country risk should be aviation specific, and that they should talk about aviation. And the insurance man says, country risk is country risk. And I'm here to testify negatively about the power of country risk. We had from international people who were supposed to be here, foreigners that were supposed to be here with us, and everybody stepped back. Just because our president has made an announcement. They don't know whether, you know, there is what we call initial tracker. If you are a good Nigerian, you will know. You will first do tracker, but people outside don't know the difference between tracker and real stuff. They thought that by Sunday our soldiers have been in the army and the fighting will have begun. So, some of the people who are supposed to join us decided, okay, I had this plane I need to pick up somewhere, so I'll go for the plane. But we understood what is going on. think you confirm that
One,